All right, so we are talking about open-ended questions here. So if you look at this example, and this was from the Thinking Across Text worksheet you did before taking the progress test. So looking at this answer, what would you say one thing that this person did well? All right, so there's definitely textual evidence. So can you please tell me some examples of the text evidence that she used in here?
When she talked about that they're using all the Egyptian.
You got it. So right here, that's one example. So this whole thing right here, that's one evidence proving what she's trying to prove. If we look down here, all right, right here, text evidence, that's the second. Actually, this is the first text evidence for the second reason, okay? So she definitely has text evidence. And she even shows you the text evidence through these transitional words. For example, something else she did well. So the first thing she did well was text evidence. Something else.
She restated.
Absolutely. She restated. Okay, so if you look like here, right here, one struggle newcomers face are fitting in. Okay, perfect. She restated. A third thing she did well. Yes?
She explained why her answer, she explained the answer.
So right here, this is more of a struggle for kids, people. This is more, does she explain it? She says this is more of a struggle for kids. So explains.
People may not like it because she's different, like the last sentence.
Okay, so she explains it. So she explains.
No, but it says may not.
Well, it is. OEQ is an opinion. All right, what else does she do well? Yeah. She's using transitions. All right, and something else she does well. I see at least one more thing she did well. Yes. All right, she didn't use because. But the last thing is she has a clincher. She has a closing sentence at the end that kind of like restates the topic sentence in a different way. So these are all the things that she did well. So looking at your OEQ, all right, you want to check to make sure that you have some of these things. See, actually, we're missing one more thing. She came up with two pretty good struggles, like two ways that they struggled. So she came up with two strong answers. All right? All right, so now let's look at it. Where do you think in your reader's notebook, I want you to write what it's lacking, or what it is. I don't want to say what's wrong with it. How could it be improved? So I want you to write ways it could be improved. So go ahead and do that now. Kim, write a list on your own, and then you will compare them to your part. Okay, so one way it can be improved is what? Go ahead.
With the first paragraph, she only had like one.
Okay, there's not enough evidence. So if you look at the first, her first answer, she only has one bit of evidence to prove it. If you look at the second one, once again, she only has one bit of evidence to improve. She uses to prove it. All right, is there anything else besides not enough evidence? Yes?
Maybe clarify a little bit.
What do you mean by clarify?
Like kind of, like explain or like extend a little more onto it.
But what do you want her to explain?
Like how the struggles affect and maybe another example to add on to it.
Well, it says another struggle they might face is finding good work. For example, Jean-Pierre says his father was an engineer and professor in Haiti, and here is a laundry worker. So right here, you kind of have to explain.
Explanation.
All right, so wait, you kind of have to explain that when he came here, it was hard to find jobs because there weren't a lot of like high-paying jobs for immigrants or even for people in general. So she might be missing explanations. Okay, so the first one is not enough evidence, and I would really say these are two of the biggest issues of what's wrong with this. Okay, so now we're going to look at one that's pretty decent, and we're going to compare it.